The early 18th century saw the establishment of the newspaper industry in England, with the first daily newspaper, the Daily Courant, appearing in 1702. The rise of newspapers was facilitated by advancements in printing technology and increasing literacy rates. The relatively low cost of newspapers made them accessible to a broad segment of the population, thus democratizing information. This accessibility marked a significant shift from previous centuries, where information was often controlled by the elite and disseminated through more limited and controlled means. One of the most significant impacts of newspapers in the 18th century was their role in shaping political discourse. Newspapers provided a platform for the dissemination of political ideas and the discussion of government policies. They were instrumental in the spread of Enlightenment ideas, which emphasized reason, individualism, and skepticism of authority. The Tatler and the Spectator, founded by Richard Steele and Joseph Addison in the early 1700s, were particularly influential. These periodicals combined news with commentary, offering readers insights into the political and social issues of the day. By doing so, they helped create a more informed and engaged citizenry. Newspapers also served as a check on government power, providing a forum for criticism and debate. The public scrutiny enabled by newspapers was an early form of accountability that contributed to the development of modern democratic principles. Newspapers were not only a tool for political engagement but also played a crucial role in social change. They contributed to the development of the public sphere, a concept popularized by the German philosopher Jürgen Habermas. The public sphere is a space where individuals can come together to discuss and debate matters of common interest, free from the influence of the state. In 18th century England, newspapers were central to the formation of this public sphere, providing a venue for the exchange of ideas and opinions. The increasing availability of newspapers helped cultivate a culture of debate and discussion. Coffee houses, which proliferated during this period, became hubs of intellectual and social activity where newspapers were read and discussed. These establishments were crucial in fostering a sense of community and shared discourse among the burgeoning middle class. The 18th century was also a time of significant scientific and intellectual advancements, often referred to as the Age of Enlightenment. Newspapers played a vital role in disseminating new knowledge and ideas. Scientific discoveries, philosophical treatises, and literary works were all covered in the press, making them accessible to a wider audience. The dissemination of knowledge through newspapers helped bridge the gap between the learned elite and the general public. For example, newspapers reported on the latest developments in medicine, natural science, and technology, making this information available to people who might not have had access to scholarly journals or books. This contributed to a more informed and educated populace, which in turn drove further intellectual and scientific advancements. The newspaper industry also had a significant economic impact in 18th century England. It created jobs for printers, writers, and distributors, contributing to the growth of the publishing industry. Advertisements in newspapers became an essential part of commercial activity, providing businesses with a platform to reach potential customers. This was particularly important in urban areas, where the burgeoning middle class had increasing disposable income. Newspapers also played a role in the development of the stock market. Financial news and stock prices were regularly reported in the press, providing investors with the information they needed to make informed decisions. This transparency helped build trust in the financial system and contributed to the growth of the economy. In addition to their political and economic roles, newspapers also had a significant cultural impact. They were a medium for the serialization of novels and the publication of poetry, thus contributing to the development of English literature. Authors such as Samuel Johnson and Daniel Defoe used newspapers to publish their works, reaching a broad audience and shaping literary tastes. Furthermore, newspapers reflected and shaped public opinion on cultural and social issues. They reported on fashion, etiquette, and leisure activities, influencing the behavior and tastes of their readers. This cultural influence extended to the arts, with newspapers reviewing theatrical performances, art exhibitions, and musical events. Despite their many benefits, newspapers in the 18th century also faced significant challenges and criticisms. Censorship was a major issue. with the government seeking to control the press through licensing laws and other means. The Stamp Act of 1712, for instance, imposed a tax on newspapers, which was seen as an attempt to restrict the flow of information. Additionally, the rise of the partisan press led to concerns about bias and misinformation. Newspapers often aligned themselves with particular political factions, leading to the spread of propaganda and the polarization of public opinion. This partisanship sometimes undermined the credibility of the press and contributed to social divisions. The importance of newspapers in 18th century England cannot be overstated. They were a catalyst for political engagement, social change, and the dissemination of knowledge. Newspapers helped shape the public sphere, contributed to economic growth, and influenced cultural development. Despite the challenges they faced, including censorship and partisanship, newspapers played a crucial role in the evolution of modern society. As a medium that democratized information and facilitated public discourse, the 18th century newspaper laid the foundation for the vibrant and diverse press landscape we see today.